I want to shape, I really want to encourage, I really want to inspire more people into sciences, because New Zealand right now is still a sort of is still focused more on a primary industry sector sort of approach. There isn't that much opportunity for research and for sort of innovation and development. And that's an area that I think New Zealand really needs to work on. And in order to have that, they need young, bright, able-minded people that are inspired into sciences and technologies and mathematics. Now I've just quoted STM. But to sort of, they need more people. They're going to need more people in the future generations to pursue sciences in order to make New Zealand a research hub, a country that's sort of on the brink of success, a country that's on a forward momentum rather than just catering for dairy or agriculture. Because that was one of the problems that I found when I was considering, that was one of the problems that I found when you talk about people in the sort of science career industry, is in New Zealand there really isn't that much space for research. And research is the exciting part, because research is about finding solutions to problems that everyone faces globally. And to be sort of for New Zealand to be a part of this global platform of innovation would be an absolute dream to me. Not just, it is important to continue to have science graduates moving into sort of the primary industries, because New Zealand does prioritise or has its major export as sort of dairy or agricultural products. But to also make New Zealand go beyond that, make it a more useful environment to embracing science as something more that projects into the future rather just solving problems of today. It's a bit of both, it's a balance, but that's why I want to motivate a lot more people into the science industry, because we're going to need them in the future. Okay. I think that's more than enough. That's 3 minutes, isn't it? Let me see if there's anything more that needs to be said. I think another key element for a teacher is their ability to, another key element or a skill or an attribute that a teacher should have, I think is also important. Another important attribute that I think that teachers should have, it is different for every teacher, but a sense of humour, an ability to sort of have a bit of a banter with the kids, a sort of ability to build up a rapport or a certain ability to, have banter with the children, to sort of build up a rapport or have a sort of wit and a charm to them that they find not only, like I said before, relatable, but also sort of not only relatable, but also, teachers aren't just sort of a mythical being that exists outside of society or outside of the community, but they are people, they are people you can be friends with, people you can trust. And if there is trust, or at least some sort of relationship between each teacher and their student, the student is going to do better. They are going to want to achieve better, not only for themselves, but also to not disappoint you, but also, and to also not just do things or succeed in things for themselves, but to do things because they know, it's going to make you proud. Because I know that was something that I did. I have always been a hardworking student, and a lot of it has to do with me wanting to do well. But I also don't like letting people down. Nobody does, especially people that I care about or respect, like my teachers. And I think that's an important quality, to build trust, respect, and a relationship with your students is very important. When I was teaching at IB Campus, I also noticed that through my tutoring experiences and teaching at IB Campus, I noticed that yes, through my experiences tutoring and also teaching at IB Campus, I saw teaching even more as a profession that I wanted to go. that as a career path for me, because I found that not only is personal success really important and also really not only is personal success something that is really important and of course makes you feel really good, but about watching someone else succeed on the merit of your own sort of abilities, but to watch someone else succeed as a result of your influence, that is something different, and that is a sort of achievement that goes beyond personal successes. To be able to see someone succeed or to overcome something as a result of your influence, that is something beyond personal achievement. The feeling of that is quite wonderful. To watch someone grow and become more independent, that was something that I really enjoyed tutoring. You start off and they're really unsure, always needing you to sort of go through every single step. And by the end of it, when I remember I remember the girl that I tutored actually telling me she wanted to pursue chemistry at high school, which was pretty amazing. To be able to watch someone succeed or overcome something as a result of your influence and your sort of engagement in their learning process is quite an amazing thing, and it is a feeling that goes beyond any sort of personal achievement, because that to me is a testament to how important teaching is, because teaching is about teamwork. Leadership is about teamwork. Teaching is about teamwork. Leadership is about teamwork. It's about, like I said before, collecting everyone's strengths so that they not mask each other's sort of not mask each other's weaknesses, but you build on the strengths of everyone in your group, so that everyone feels that they're not only part of the whole team and they're contributing to the team, but that in the areas of weakness they have some sort of support system, or they have people to work with and to push themselves even further. And I do want to improve on the education system, because I answered in my efficacy assessment, when I was doing the efficacy assessment, there was a part that was about how you feel whether you have an influence on sort of changing assessment strategies or the way that people are assessed. And no, I truly believe that we don't actually have that much influence. My teachers didn't, and I don't believe that we will have too much, but I want to work against that. Because again, like I said before, we're getting to a point where we understand that everyone learns in a different way. Everyone sort of processes knowledge and information, and everyone processes knowledge and information in varying ways. And for one system to have to cater for all of that is impossible. And so in order to address this, we need to reevaluate assessment strategies, so they're not all about sitting down for like 3 hours writing a test to prove that you've learned something, but it's about more engagement and interaction, and science is about, and like I said before, science itself, or chemistry in particular, is about interaction. And that's also what the learning process should be about. It's not just about a final result, but it's about the conflict, the sort of struggles, and everything that you work through together, and the process and learning. And the problem I find with assessments at the end is that it assesses the student's ability to memorize things for that final 3 hours or something, but it fails to recognize the process, the way that the student has actually improved over the thing. And I think that's more important than the final result. It's about their development, how they've changed, how they've matured, how they've learned to approach things differently, and how they've matured, how they've learned to approach things differently. That to me is more important than their final result. And I think that's something that all teachers would probably agree on.